Hi Leo, welcome to your April 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but I suggest, especially if you're only going to watch one, watch for your ascendant. It's going to be the most accurate, right? Whenever we're talking about astrology, you always want to start there. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves ya. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button. So with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Ooh, excuse me. A little yawn there. Right. So I've basically what I do is I'm going to highlight what I believe to be the most sort of like, there's always lots of transits happening in the month, but these are the ones that really stood out to me. There are plenty of others, but these were the ones that I wanted to look at. Okay, so the first one on April the 6th, Mercury is going to conjunct the North Node in the sign of Taurus. Now, this for you is happening in your 10th house, your public status, your social self, the part of you that everybody meets when they, not just you, it's not like from your ascendant. So as an example, Radiant Reality for me is me doing my 10th house, right? So that's how people know me. It's the most visible part of who I am out in the world. It's my social status, the legacy that I'm leaving behind. You know, future generations might look back and be like, oh God, these people were antiquated. They believed in people throwing little pictures and cards down and predicting the future. If you guys are watching this in, you know, I don't know, 3030, we were fucking awesome. So screw you. All jokes aside, your 10th house is like I said, it's that most visible part of you, and it's your status. Whether you're single, whether you're a parent, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, these are all statuses. It's not just about your career, although it is mostly. Now, that being said, the Mercury is communications, text messages, websites, emails. It's, you know, it's all of the communication. It's your thought process and your speech. This conjunct the North Node, which is all about the driving force, right? It's the thing that pulls us forward. And very often it shows up like an insatiating hunger that we kind of can't really feed, right? We don't really feel like we have the ability to kind of ignore it. It just pulls us forward. And so this could be a fated, the North Node, communication Mercury that comes in around your 10th house of career. A fated connection or communication that comes in for your career sector. And Mercury rules your money houses. It rules Virgo, so that's Virgo is your second house of money, finances and resources. It also rules your 11th house, which is the gains that you get from your 10th house, which is your career. So Mercury rules your money houses because it's Mercury is Gemini, Mercury is Virgo. So this could be something that you need to get your voice noticed or amplified. This could also be a communication from or through friendships, or potentially a higher up or an offer of some kind that comes in to amplify your voice, to put you more out in the spotlight in some way, shape or form. Don't be surprised if someone wants to support you, or you've got a benefactor that speaks on your behalf that wants to really come through for you and assist you. The North Node is about you pushing something forward, and for this you've got the Four of Wands, very nice, with the Seven of Wands, okay, and the Ten of Cups. So not only does this suggest to me that you are overcoming some kind of adversity this month, but this Mercury conjunct the North Node energy in your 10th house, it's going to give you the push and the kind of move forward that you need to really kind of come out swinging, all right? Like the four of Wands with the Seven of Wands, that's literally like a reason to celebrate, like something that you fought against, something that you have held firm with, something that you've given a lot of time, effort, energy and hard work to, pays off in the career. And with that 10 of Cups, it's brighter than you can imagine. And because you've got this on top of the 7 of Wands, it could be that you are having to have potentially a tough conversation. Maybe you are hashing something out, but when you do, you clear the air. And even if this isn't necessarily something that mends a relationship or anything like that, it will definitely give you a lot stronger footing, and you yourself will feel much more empowered for it. That 10 of Cups though, especially because it's with the 4 of Wands, I really like that. I really like that a lot. Okay, so it could also be very lucrative for you as well, whatever this communication is, because, you know, your career, that's you, right? So for the second transit that I really want to pay attention to is on the 11th of April, the Sun, your ruling luminary, right? You luminous being, you are ruled by the Sun. You're the only sign in the zodiac that is ruled by the Sun. You are the king or queen of the zodiac to a degree, right? Well, in general, because the Sun is the Sun. But this is the Sun of illumination. It's your ruling luminary, which rules authority figures. It's the soul essence. It's the deeper or the more profound consciousness, is putting a spotlight on your 9th house, right? And the Sun does well in the 9th house because the 9th house is very lucky. It's very consciousness led, right? This is very much about your higher goals, philosophies, aspirations, your belief structure and system. It's also how you reach out to the world, whether this is through foreign cultures, you know, higher education, etc. This is about how you meet the world in a broader sense. And it's a very visionary house because its natural ruler energy is Jupiter. Jupiter is in the 9th house, where Jupiter does very good work. This could, in some way, this could really restructure or redefine or illuminate something that you have believed for a very long time. And maybe without that, like maybe you've had faith in something for a very long time, but you haven't seen any results from it. But regardless, your faith held firm. This could be where you get the rewards for that faith. What you have stuck with and said, no, you know what? I believe in this. I know nobody else can see it. I know it doesn't make sense right now or whatever it might be, but you absolutely never wavered in it. And this could be where you are, like the universe vindicates you in some way. Now, if the Mercury conjunction amplifies your presence and your status in the world, this conjunction is gonna amplify. It's going to amplify your blessings, right? Because Jupiter is the Lord of growth, expansion, abundance. The 9th house is also publishing, writing, books, blogs. You know, how you meet the world in the 10th house is like your presence, right? Your visibility. But in the 9th house, it's the things that you share with the world. So what I'm doing right now, this is me doing my 9th house, but Radiant Reality is my 10th house. I hope that gives you an understanding of how to differentiate the two. Where this could also be bringing like a way to clear the fog for some of you if you've had that in the last few months. It's an insight or a vision for a select few of you, potentially even a prophecy, because Jupiter rules prophecy. Jupiter rules, and the 9th house is a prophecy house. It looks to the future. It's not at the top of the chart, it's looking to the top of the chart. And so this is where we find vision, it's where we find prophecy. And some of you may be getting a prophecy that speaks to the expansion of your life, your reach, and or your connection to what I have coined the all. How can we give a name to something that is so vast, right? So I just call it the all. This is a powerful illumination. It's powerful blessings that come in, potentially from teachers, mentors, coaches, whatever it is. It's a step forward in the right way. For this, you've got the King of Wands, very likely to be an archetype of you. So the King of Wands is usually a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are a Leo. So this could be you showing up in some way, shape or form, but it's you showing up as a leader, a mentor, a teacher, a coach. And it's also you showing up in a way that is very visible. You are very, very lit up at the moment. Use it. You've got this with the Lovers card. So for those of you that are single, okay, so your King of Wands is very likely to be an Aries. So if you are meeting someone, connecting with someone, this person is very likely to be an Aries. If you're single, this could be a love interest. It's very possible. If you're partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, this is probably your significant other or your father, and it's potentially that you're having to choose between how you are seen in terms of being a leader and how you build your legacy for the future. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do with education and leadership and potentially even inking contracts here as well. So this could be really big stuff. The other thing with the Lovers card as well, it's a choice that needs to be made. So when it comes to all of these things, maybe some of you decide to go back to school. Maybe you're going back to get that degree. Maybe you're going back to get that, diploma or whatever it might be. So the second transit actually happens on exactly the same day, and that is the trine between Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, harmony, money, finances, value, worth, right? Venus is a very attractive energy, sat at 0 degrees of your 11th house of Gemini, right? And then Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius in your 7th house. To say, like this, the transit between Venus and Pluto in this way, it's sexy on its own, right? It is, because Pluto has a very magnetic energy. So yes, it's, destruction and intensity, and that may very well be a part of everything. It's very possible. But what really speaks to me here is the magnetic, attractive kind of energy that you have at this moment in your 11th house of social circles, friendship groups, benefactors, your longer, further term reach goals, etc. And your 7th house of one-on-one connections, partnerships. Your marriage is the 7th house if you have one. Your significant other is the 7th house if you have one. Your doctor, your best friend, people that you have those one-to-one intimate connections with. If you've got a business, the 7th house is also clients. If you work like I do, the work that I do one-on-one, that's a relationship. It's a contract of sorts. So that's 7th house stuff. So here, this could be a friendship group, or it could be an invitation that comes through a friendship group of some sort. And it could be that you are attracting, again, benefactors, possibly. It could also be that, because Venus is the ruler of your 3rd house and your 10th house. So Venus is the ruler of Libra, your 3rd house, and your 10th house of Taurus. And this means that your skills, what you're known for, are going beyond you and attracting things to you that have that 11th house slant to them. So you could be pulling in offers and opportunities that have something to do with social media. They could come through people that you consider to be friends. A friend, or becoming a lover, very possible at this time for those of you that are single and looking. You've also got a chance to pull in some amazing connections, but it's about your skills. So at the moment, I would say put the feelers out. For this, you've got the Queen of Wands, who is Leo energy, right? So, man or woman, however you identify, you show up in your own cards in this whole month in some way, shape or form. Then you've got the 6 of Wands, wow, and then you've got the 7 of Swords. Now, there's a few ways we can see this, right? So the Queen of Wands as an experience is about boundaries, right? So this could be where you set a firm boundary with someone, especially if you've caught someone in a lie. So this may be where you kind of say, okay, you know what? I'm happy to do this for you. I'm happy to do this. But actually what I need from you is this, this, and this, right? Or, what you're offering me it doesn't check out, right? There's somewhere here, it looks like maybe you've done your due diligence and you're calling BS where you see it. That's one way you could look at this. Another way that you could see it is you're having like some kind of interaction that is really harmonious, but then because you've got this Seven of Swords here, it's almost like the good news is sullied somehow. And I gotta be honest with you, it feels like this is going to be the green-eyed monster. Be careful who you share your wins with this month, especially around the 20th of April. And you're going to understand why when I talk about what I'm about to talk about, right? Okay, so for the next transit that I want to look at is April 20th. So this is the same day as the Taurus new moon, I might add. So new moon in your career house. I'm going to talk about the moons in the separate, you know, full moon and new moon report videos, and I'll be doing the sector videos as separate to these so that these are a bit more digestible, all right? Like they've got a tighter kind of format to it. Now, on the 20th of April, the sun at 0 degrees of Taurus is going to square Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, right? So again, your partnership, relationship, marriage, significant other, your clients, your one-to-one relationships are squaring off against your career or your public persona in some way. So one way that this could show up, and it's already shown up for me in another way, even though that's not happening right now, but I can quite easily see that this is the case, is you want to take something in one direction and everybody else wants something different from you. And it's like, where do you hold firm? Where do you stand in your power effectively? So this gives all the considerations and challenges that come through jealousy, right? It might highlight something to you because it's between the 10th and the 7th, and Pluto is a very, you know, yes, it's magnetic and all of that. It's got positive traits, but it also highlights jealousy, power struggles. And because it's in the 7th house of contracts and other people, this could highlight some kind of jealousy over you. It might be where a family member tries to rain on your parade. Potentially a lover tries to rain on your parade. Remember, the sun is the ruler of your first house, right? So that's really interesting in and of itself. And the Pluto is the ruler of your 4th house of home, property and family. So it could be a family member, a significant other. You might clash with them on something that you are trying to get forward, or something that's going really great for you becomes this really ugly thing because someone can't be happy for you. And that's really, you know, it's sad to think that that's a possibility, but it is, unfortunately. Either which way, this is going to be quite an intense transit, which is why I wanted to highlight it. For this, you've got the 9 of Cups. So if you're willing to hash it out, some really powerful healing can happen from it. You yourself are actually very contented and very happy. Look at this, right? You've got the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, and then you... Tarot, you stinker. Right, then you've got the 9 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. These are two of the best cards in the deck for money, finances, and resources. The Queen of Wands is Leo energy, right? So each court card has a different sign, and the sign for the Queen of Wands is actually Leo. There's going to be a lot of people in the comments that like, it's not Leo. Leo isn't the Queen of Wands. I've got a million and one, well, I say a million and one reasons. I've got plenty of reasons that I will stand firmly in my belief that the Queen of Wands, not the King of Wands, is Leo, all right? You want to go debate it in the comments? No problem, I'll see you there. That being said, look at this, right? So even though this transit is intense, and obviously a square energy makes you uncomfortable enough to make a change. That's what it does, right? It creates enough friction for you to say, okay, fuck this. I'm not having this experience again. Bam, bam, bam. Let me put something in place to stop this. But what it basically says to me is, they can't stop your shine, boo. Hey, right, like, try though they may. We saw that in the last triplet and the last transit. Try though they may, and especially they're going to try with this one, right? With this 20th of April. Try though they may. They're not going to be able to dim your shine or knock you off whatever pedestal you're on at the time. All right, that doesn't give you license to act like a D-bag. If you saw my Uranus in Taurus specials, you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? Just something to think about. But all in all, I like that. The 9 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles, that's good money. That's good success. That is lasting success that comes in, providing you are willing to set the right boundaries, the Queen of Wands. Okay, so for your different weeks of the month, let's see what's going down. I'm yelling timber. Sorry, couldn't resist. All right, so your first week. Yeah, you got the Tower card, so big realizations and potentially upheaval. So as soon as we get into the month, something shifts, something changes. And again, right, that Mercury conjunct the North Node, it's a fated energy. So maybe something comes into the career that you're like, ooh, okay, head spin, not really sure how to deal with this, but I just have to go with it regardless. Your second week of the month, girl. You got the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess on her own is hidden things revealed. The High Priestess coupled with the Tower, I'm just going to tell you straight up, Leo, you know, you guys are my ascendant brothers and sisters, so I want you to be forearmed and forewarned as much as possible. And I'm going to tell you straight up, you won't see this one coming. Whatever it is that's going to be shared with you, it could be really great. Maybe your part, like as an example, your partner comes to you and says, look, I won the lottery 6 weeks ago, but I've been so afraid to say something because I thought I was going to wake up and it was a dream. That actually happened here in the UK. This woman, she won and she didn't know how to handle it. So she just put all the money in her savings, just carried on going to work and living a normal life. And then I think it was like 2-3 months later, she said to her husband, look, we've won the lottery, and you know, and then they started to live and to enjoy it. But you know, that initial part must have really freaked her out somewhere. It's a past life thing going on there probably. So it doesn't have to be awful, but I am going to tell you, whatever it is that's shared with you in this first week or potentially in the second week, you will not see it coming. Whatever it is, you're going to be like, okay, now I understand. The third week of the month, you've got the World card, right? Big stuff here, because the High Priestess and the World, this is some kind of invite that you get that happens behind closed doors, or maybe you're not allowed to talk about as yet. So maybe, let's say you get like a really big contract at work or for your business, or you get invited and your boss says to you, or you know, the company that you're working with or whatever says, look, we need you to sign an NDA, or you're not allowed to talk about this until it goes live. Whatever is happening here, it's something that can't be spoken on publicly just yet. It will eventually, but not right now. For some of you, this could also be that your boss comes to you and says, look, we're giving you a pay rise, but you're not allowed to say anything about it. Whatever it is, it will come very much by surprise. Your intuition is going to be fire in this second week of the month, right? So pay attention to it. Your fourth week of the month, look at that. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I could go to town for about an hour on this quadlet. Like, there are so many things that I would say, but I'm already out of time at this point and running over. The Wheel of Fortune in this fourth week of the month basically is saying this is a change point. Leo, this is a change point, and if you've been waiting for one, if you've been hoping and praying for one, this is that point, right? And the Wheel of Fortune next to the World card, this is an amplification of your voice for sure, but more importantly, it's you are about to become a lot more visible. Even you silent dignity types that maybe don't necessarily want or need the limelight will be so. And your luck is about to change. And what's more, because it's the World and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, there is an expansion of you and your legacy out into the world. So in some way, shape or form, there's a big step up here. Big stuff. All right. Okay. So for your moons, so on the 6th of April, you have, so this is the same day, by the way, as the Mercury conjunction. So a full moon is a time of illumination, right? So there's a lot happening. For this, you've got the gate 50 and responsibility. So this is one of those, your mission, should you choose to accept it, kind of energies that comes through. And the gate 50 really is about the responsibility that you have, or the duty that you have. So you know that saying, with great power comes great responsibility? That's the gate 50, all right? So how you show up, it has to be in a specific way. And then for your new moon in Taurus on the 20th, so the same day as that Pluto, Sun square Pluto, you've got the gate 57 and intuition. You will, when this hits, you will know. This gate 57 intuition basically says the moment at which you start to question your intuition, just know that whatever it has told you is 100% right. So you'll get something will come to you around that new moon in Taurus on the 20th, and you might be like, oh, you know, it's just an intuition. Maybe my brain's just making it up or whatever. Trust that, because it's a universal message. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic April. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.